one of the best, if not the best, wide receiver prospect in the 2020 NFL Draft. We're going to take a look at his game today. And certainly the first thing that I'm going to be talking about is that after the catch ability. We'll probably even profile that play there. But there's a lot more to CeeDee Lamb's game than his open field prowess. This is a guy who's tough. He's a very smart and accomplished route runner, which I think is a highly underrated aspect of his game in many respects. He's also a great blocker. So we're going to get a chance to look at this guy under the microscope here at the RSP film room. Hope you enjoy. One of the things that really makes him such a good receiver, and it's hard to see because he's not as flashy as Jerry Jeudy, but when you really watch the details, the way he can dive to a side and then really plant and turn and explode out of turns with his hips, and the precision of his hands. He's not hitting the hands of the defender. He actually hit the forearm. And that's what you want to see, is hitting the hands, and is hitting like the forearms and elbows and the shoulders. When you can hit those areas and control the arm, who cares what happens with the hand? And that's what the best receivers do. And he's able to swim over the top with that, turn flat. Then he has a high catch that he has to make. And look how quickly he turned his back to that defender. I mean, the catch, the dive inside, the hip explosion, the precision with the hands, the flat break, turning back for the ball, tracking it, and then being able to make that complete pull-down turn away from the defender and then still get some yards that are necessary. This is a beautiful play, and this is consistent with CeeDee Lamb's game. It's one of the things about him is that he's a magnificent route runner. We talk a lot about Jerry Jeudy, and Jerry Jeudy is a magnificent route runner as well. But the things that CeeDee Lamb does, there's a lot of precision to his game that we don't always highlight. Let's see if I can show you a little more. Here's another nice example of precise hand usage here. He's going to miss the first time when he tries to swat away. But it's really just, when you're releasing like that, that's part of the rhythm of it, and it's a good tactic. Even if you don't make contact, it wards off the defender a little bit. Not the defender gets his hand on him, but see where Lamb's hand is? It's now on the forearm, and he pushes off pretty much at the elbow here. And that forces the defender past, and he's able to make the catch. And you can say it's a push-off, but really, he makes his push within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. The ball's not out yet. He's just really pushing the defender off of him more than anything. He makes a play. So when you push the defender, there's a difference between pushing the defender off of you and pushing him off. He's not pushing into the body, so he gets a little more leeway of just saying, get the hand off of me. It's more hand fighting than it is pushing. This is something that's probably underrated about his game, and that's understanding how to use your pacing. Because he just looks like he's jogging there. What's so a big deal about him jogging like this? Well, the thing is it allows him to be patient with what the defender's doing. He can gauge the defender, gauge the defender's position, kind of lull him into, either into a certain rhythm or to lull him into a false sense of security in one direction or another. And then he can plant really hard and make that turn to the back shoulder. It's very easy that it could look like he's going to run, more of an inside route, and the defender's shaded to that side. Instead, he's able to just kind of bait the man and then make the change of pace. And again, the hands are now more into the arm rather than the hand. So he's able to now use his hand to knock that forearm away. Again, precision of the hands, good pacing. Watch the forearm come out. He has the hand on the forearm. The defender's reaching for him. He just removes that defender's hand. And he does it by really removing the forearm. Makes the catch. So these pacing opportunities are really good, and that's something that you can look at that and go, well, it just looks like he's walking to the defender, but he's doing more than that. He's really setting the man up, baiting the man to think it's going to be more of an inside route. Fades to the outside. All right, so here I am late at night watching CeeDee Lamb, and he's at the bottom left, and I watch this play, kind of gets a little jammed there, a little bit of a wrap, and I see this high pass, and I see him reach for it, and I go, okay, whatever, let me move on to the next one. And then I thought, wait a minute, did he just catch that ball? That's the ball in his hand. He just backhanded that ball. Did he get in bounds? It looks like he had a chance of getting in bounds. And then the close-up. Are you kidding me? That's like that's a Brandon Lloyd, Randy Moss kind of catch. Palming the ridiculous mess out of that ball. And then, yeah, he got his feet in bounds. I think he got both in. He got both feet in bounds. This pass is on par with some of the best. This catch is on par with some of the best catches I've ever seen. That is the most ridiculous catch I may have ever seen without contact being a part of the equation. Wow.
And the thing that really is notable to me about his game, that really stands out, is what he does after the catch. I mean, Texas is a pretty darn good football team, filled with some nice athletes in secondary. And for him to be able to work away from these guys as if he was in it's kind of like watching the hero in a karate movie where he's surrounded and he seems to fight his way out. Well, I love the little jump cut there, and then be able to get back downhill, and the quickness to be able to turn and split backside and frontside pursuit and run through a reach to his frame right here from number 46. And see how he dips his shoulder inside and protects the ball. This is something Ezekiel Elliott does really well as a running back. And you have CeeDee Lamb here, a receiver, doing the same thing. There's that plant and that second step, and then watch the turn of the shoulder. See how he dips the shoulder inside? This is very much an on-field application of the drill we often see with the pads, where you split defenders and you protect the ball. You tilt your shoulder inside to reduce the surface area to grab onto the ball, and you show them only your shoulder and your back, and the defender can slide off that because it's more of a curved back. There's no real hard angles to grab onto, and that allows CeeDee Lamb to pull away here. So, I mean, there's a lot to love about his game. I mean, certainly from the physical standpoint, very fast, very quick, stop-start moves, lateral agility. But I also like just the little things he does in the open field here. The way he applies that physical skill. The way that he protects the ball. And he can protect the ball a little bit better in the open field by tightening that elbow to his frame a little bit more often. But he carries the ball high overall. And when you have that short area quickness and the vision to see the field enough to be able to jump cut away from backside pressure and make that man miss, and then redirect his frame back to the outside and split a defender or two defenders backside and front side. This is nice work. Thanks again for watching. For more RSP Boiler Room videos, you can check out my YouTube channel, Matt Waldman's RSP Film Room, at my site, www.mattwaldmanrsp.com. One of the things that I don't particularly like about CeeDee Lamb's game is the fact that he overthinks in traffic. Here he is. He has one blocker here. He has one blocker to the inside. And he makes the fake here. That's fine. He needs to just get downhill. This is where he needs to be. Just take what he can get. But he looks at that to the inside, sees the pursuit, feels like he needs to see if he can use his speed in some way to avoid everyone. And that's not going to happen. Okay, it's just not realistic. He needs to take what he can get. Drop the pads, get low, extend through the contact, get what you can get, 3 to 5 yards. 1st and 20, I know it's not the gain you want to get on this play, but here you are overthinking this to the point that instead of getting downhill and taking what you can get, you make that one more cut, you lose your balance, and you end up with no gain on the play. And this isn't just a one-off play with CeeDee Lamb. Here's Lamb in the open field with a blocker, sending him up with the one man coming from the inside here. If you read the leverage, CeeDee Lamb should take the outside immediately. But he wants to get cute with this because he reads the defender downfield and he wants to set up that defender with a little bit of an inside press and then work back to the outside. Unfortunately, though, and you can see the shadow of the defender here in the background, the safety who he wants to influence with this inside out move. But unfortunately, he fakes himself out because he works to the inside, ends up, working right into the defender's leverage. And then he can't escape that defender. He's not quick enough to escape it. He gets wrapped up for a loss here. This should have at least been a 7-yard gain. And this is one of the things that's wrong with how Lamb approaches the game in the open field or with blockers and traffic, is he tries to get a little too fancy and tries to make moves that are really just not good ideas. It's him trying to use his athletic ability on a level where he's just ignoring the conceptual keys that are there. And so this is something that's going to have to improve with his game. You can see him here in the end zone. He finds himself there pretty often. And the reason he does is not only does he have the deep speed that you're looking for, but also the ability after the catch. You're going to watch him here make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 defenders, 6 defenders miss as he works his way, well over 70 yards for the touchdown here. And that's the thing, you're going to see the ability to recognize when he has to dip inside and set up a defender here. Nice little dip with the head fake there and shoulder fake. Nice little jump cut. Sees the inside seals, the outside seal here. Makes a nice cut downhill through that, and then kind of shifts his hips a little bit just to make that defender miss the reach. And then once again, a nice little jump cut here to work across the pursuit that's coming from the inside and to avoid the outside pursuit. And then he's gone. Dangerous player. We can talk about some of the things that he could do better with this, but coming back to the ball, breaks back to the ball here. I love the spin to the outside, not to the inside, but to the outside. Takes that short little turn, pulls through the wrap, and then just look at the balance and footwork and the acceleration. He gets past 3 defenders with that instant acceleration. Great job pulling through a little bit of a wrap to the back of his foot and spinning off another defender to get back inside. Really well done. 69 yards on this particular play. Just a short out. Gets the head around well, catches the ball well. Love the fact that he's looking inside, spins outside. And then just the balance up the sideline. He runs with these little choppy steps, but it seems like that acceleration covers a lot of ground. So it's going to be fun. We'll see what the combine time says. Many of you will be watching this, after the combine. So we may know whether he's a lot fast, he's as fast as a lot of people think he looks, or he's actually slower, and some people wonder about that with him. All I can tell you is right here, he just accelerated past 2 defensive backs. That's pretty tough to do. And the balance with it, nice. As I've dug into CeeDee Lamb's tape in greater detail, one of the things that I've really come to appreciate about his game is his blocking. He can throw a good punch. He can lock in on someone. He can transition from route runner to blocker, get the correct
shoulder or get into his hands into the body and push a man back. And then there's this, the ability to come off of a man here on the fly, see a safety coming downhill that's going to have the angle, and just say, you know what, forget number 10. Let me take that outside shoulder of the defender who's streaking down here and clear the path for the sideline for my man. Let him take care of number 10. And that's exactly what Brooks does. I mean, this is just really heads-up play. It's not by design. He just sees this on the field. That's just fantastic work. And when you have a player who has that kind of awareness on the field without the ball, this is one of the better catches you're going to see from CeeDee Lamb on his tape. It's an over route that he kind of works shallow, then a little deeper, goes up to catch this ball, catches it with his hands right at the helmet line here, and then watch what happens here. He's going to get hit in the back hard and then ricochet off a second defender with a hard hit. No problem hanging onto the ball. That's a car accident that he just went through. Just imagine getting rear-ended and then sideswiped in succession. That's probably how that felt. Now imagine holding on to a ball after that, or while that's going on, even if you're prepared for some of it coming. That's excellent catch point toughness. So there you have it. Excellent blocker, terrific runner after the catch, who can get a little wiser, like a lot of young players, in terms of decision making. Someone who can be tough over the middle, who can be tough without the ball, and helpful to the running game and to the open field receiving game in terms of being able to block, and a very underrated route runner. And I know there are a lot of people out there that probably who understand how good of a route runner he is, but I think to the average person who sees him as a 50-50 ball catching, screen pass, seam route running type of guy who's winning purely on athletic ability, hopefully this gives you a little bit of a taste into what goes on there. A guy that I would recommend checking out in terms of his videos, who did a great job talking about CeeDee Lamb's route running, is First Down Training, and that's at YouTube. You can go check out First Down Training's videos at YouTube, and I think he did a really good job of outlining what CeeDee Lamb is about. Thanks again for watching. For more RSP Boiler Room and Film Room videos, you can check out my YouTube channel, Matt Waldman's RSP Film Room, and my site, www.mattwaldmanrsp.com.